Hey everyone, welcome back to Gamecasters.
Come on, kid, over here.
And today I'm playing a relic from my childhood. Like, I spent probably way more time than I ever should have on a game, and it was this one. This is Star Wars Galaxies. And if you know me, and we talk about video games, this is a game that I talk about a lot. Like, this, I have been unable to replicate the experience that this game gave me growing up with any other game. This was replaced by Star Wars The Old Republic. Not the KOTOR games, not the Knights of the Old Republic. This was replaced by the MMO, The Old Republic. If I remember correctly, they claimed that 2 Star Wars games couldn't exist at once.
Come on, kid, over here.
And a lot of people didn't like that. Hence why I'm able to play this right now and bring you guys this live stream. The fans of this game are keeping this game alive in multiple ways. Completely
come on, kid, over here.
Free from being able to be shut down. They're not charging for it or anything. It's completely fan run and everything. Like, there's nothing stopping this from being able to be played. And it's wonderful because, and the other thing is that I still own a copy of this game, so that's how you're able to play it. If you own the copy of it, you can install it, and then it's an emulator that runs it off of those files. It's basically
come on, kid, over here.
That give you the ability to play it again, because this is an MMO. So once they shut down the servers, there's no way to play it anymore. It's not like most games where you put the disc in, you install it, and you can just play it again. But when all the game files are server-side for being able to play it, then that's not possible. So, yeah, this is Star Wars Galaxies.
Come on, kid, over here.
And I know it looks ancient. I mean, the graphics are. I want to say this game was first announced in like 2003. I started playing it in 2004. That's when I remember starting playing it. I don't know exactly when it was announced or released or anything. I remember going into the store as a kid, saying, "Oh, there's a new Star Wars game. I want to play that." And that was
come on,
history.
kid, over here.
This was like the one game I played more than anything.
Halt! That recruit is Imperial property. You are in violation of.
Take a position behind the boxes, kid.
Like,
keep firing until we have a clear path out.
It's not like a World of Warcraft or anything. It's not
Captain Solo needs help. Let's take
billions of hours of content and stuff like that. It's just constantly being updated. Which, granted, when it was out, it was getting updated a lot. But
get on board the Falcon, kid. This place is going to blow.
There still is a lot to it. You were able to get your own starship. You were able to. Actually, this is another item.
Get on board the Falcon, kid. This place is going to blow.
If you got enough of these, you could level up this thing called the Chronicler system. Which, if I go here, this was probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Run up to
this
the
wasn't
ramp
in
of
the
the
game when it first
board.
released, but it was an update that they did. And you got these
get on board the
items
Falcon, kid. This place is going to blow.
And you could get them off of bosses, you could get them off of NPCs, you could get them off of almost anything that was in the game. And when you claimed those items,
I would advise you to get on board
you were
the
able to go
Falcon
into
now,
this
sir.
quest builder
Run up to the ramp
and
of the
create
Falcon
your own
to board.
quests that you could share with other players. And then do those quests.
Get on board the
and get
Falcon,
more
kid. This
Chronicle
place is going to blow.
rewards. So, like, if you completed all the quests were kept alive by the players. They just kept
I would
creating
advise you
more
to
and
get
more
on board the
content for game.
Falcon now, sir.
And like that was just a genius idea to me, because It meant if you played content, you got rewarded for playing that content, and then by doing that, you could create more content for more players. You could create quests for yourself, you could create quests for other players, and
Sounds like they're not very happy to
those
see us.
quests
Chewie, get us out of
you
here!
got from the person you created, and then that you could share them to other people, and those people could share them with their friends, and just spread them.
What do you mean the
across the
hyperdrive isn't
galaxy.
working? Well, that's great. Kid, I'm gonna need you up in the turret while I fix the Falcon.
Throttle back your engines and prepare to be boarded.
Well, get up there. 3PO will tell you what to do. I have to go to help Chewie get her running.
To climb into the turret, please click on the turret ladder.
Hold them off! We've almost got it fixed. Yahoo! Come on down to the cockpit. We're gonna make the jump to light speed.
I believe you have bought us enough time. Press L to leave the turret.
This is another thing. In one of the... I don't know if it was an update or
Strap
if it
yourself
was an
in, kid. Next stop,
expansion,
Tansari Point Station. Punch it, Chewie.
But they came out with a thing called Jump to Light Speed. And this update made it where you could get your own ships. And it wasn't basic, you know, just, oh, I have a ship. It was completely... well, I'll go down the timeline of this. You could get your own ship, and you went to a space terminal and you launched your ship into space. And the space was fully open world. Like, you could fly around and explore wherever you wanted to. You could mine asteroids. You could fight other ships in space.
Press
You
the
could fight
escape
other
key to
players.
access your game menu.
Which brings me to another
This
point.
menu will
Player
direct you to
versus
the various
player
game windows.
was an
Try it out
activated
now.
thing. There weren't zones or anything like that. You could initiate PvP anywhere. You typed in a chat command /PvP, and it activated player versus player for you. And once you activated that, you couldn't just drop out of it. You retyped in the command. I think it was /leave PvP or something like that, and it took 5 minutes for you to leave. So you couldn't just jump in and out of, you know, combat with people, which, you know, would have been rather annoying, because you could just, you know, drop out of it if you were low health, but that wasn't the thing. That was their solution for that. You couldn't initiate player versus player wherever you want. You type in the command, you're immediately in it, and then you leave, and it takes 5 minutes. So you got to stay alive for 5 minutes. You got to avoid other players. You got to fight your way out of player versus player. And with the worlds being sandbox, like full open world, you could run anywhere. I think there was very few ways you could kind of avoid player versus player. There is player housing in the game, where you can put down a house and you can build a city with other players anywhere in the planets. So you could go to Tatooine and go out in the desert and just found your own city and have a shuttle port and vendors, and you could set up markets, and you could have fountains and trees and decorations and all this cool stuff. And I know when you put down a house, you could lock your house from other players being able to enter it. Like, if you had it public, they couldn't come in and steal stuff unless, I think you could have a container unlocked for people to access, but most of the containers you just had locked. And there, as far as I was aware, there was never any way for people to just steal stuff out of your containers. It was a way for traders to set up markets and sell items that they crafted. Or you could sell loot that you got from running raids and boss fights and stuff like that. And you could sell anything. There were, if you were a trader, you probably had mining drills and stuff like that set up, which meant you could get resources off of the planets you were on, and those resources had qualities to them. Like, this was a fully fleshed out resource system the higher quality of the resource you use, the better quality the item you created. So in these resource spaces would change, I want to say every week. So like you would go to a zone, and this is where the best resource of this type is right now. Go take your extractors and put them down there and get as much as you can out of them, and then eventually the servers would update or something like that, and then they would change, and you'd have to go out and find the new location for these resources. So you couldn't just have everybody on the server just throwing down extractors on the best plot and just holding it forever. They changed it around so people, like, as long as you were active, you always would go to the next new one. And it was a great solution, because if the resources landed in an area and then someone had their extractors on it and they quit playing the game, or they didn't log in for so long, and then it's just a waste of space and nobody else can take advantage of that plot because someone's just got their stuff sitting on it and they're not playing the game and they're not extracting the resources, and it's just going into the void. So I know I'm jumping around on all manner of different subjects and stuff on this game. Like I said, this is a trip being back in the game again. It blows my mind that someone actually has this running as well as they do. There was a big divide in the player base for this game. There was the pre-CU, which CU was combat upgrade, and then there was the NGE, which is a new game experience. I want to say there was another one somewhere along the lines of that, but the game went through a couple of major overhauls of how it ran, and that divided a lot of people on wanting to play the game, and I think that could have been part of another reason why they weren't dedicated to keeping the game running, just because of those major upgrades. I did enjoy NGE. I enjoyed all versions of the game, but I thought NGE was a really good experience, because it gave more room for new players to come in and experience the game of where it was. And I know a lot of people are like, the old version was the better one and everything, but games, I don't want to say they should be extremely accessible. I do think it keeps a certain player base going by having people who actually know what they're doing when they're playing the game, and it has a learning curve to it, so you can't just jump in and be the best there is. But I'm also kind of like, you don't want to make it overly complicated. I think EVE Online would be a good example of that. As much as I've always wanted to play it, just looking at it and trying to get into it, and I've launched it a couple of times and I'm just like, this is way too much for me. I appreciate the people who do play it and the awesome stuff that they do on there, but I'm too far into the game to try to even get into it now. There are people who are just absolute monsters at it, and I don't want to say every game should be like that. Like, because if you didn't start playing it when it first came out or early on, it just kind of like makes you feel overwhelmed jumping into it, and I don't want a game that feels like that. I think a game should be open to bringing in new players to keep the game alive, and making that too complicated, that reduces your pool of candidates for people to jump on and play. And this just brings me back to the main point. Bring this amazing game back. Do something. Bring it back. People want it back. It was an amazing game. You had so much with it. Why would you shut it down? I mean, I've gone on... How far am I into this now? Almost 15 minutes. I've gone on for 15 minutes about all the incredible things that were in this, and I've barely scratched the surface. like, these are the highlights that I'm just thinking of just by jumping back into it. These are things that are surfacing from all those memories. I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to sit here and just rant about everything that was in this game, because we'd be here for hours. I'd be giving you a strategy guide on this game.
Great work up there, kid.
Talk about
Things can get a little rough when you cross the
It's
Empire.
not important. But
and
what
this is actually my first time
Kid,
loading
this
up
place
this,
is
Tom and the
emulator
station
for
master's
this.
office.
And so far, most of these emulators don't run you
Press
through
the
this section
M
of the
key
game,
to
which
open
this was
the
the original
overhead map.
tutorial. Like,
Your position
you
is
were on a
indicated by a
prison ship,
triangle.
and
The map
you
will
got
show the
rescued by
layout of your
Han and
current
Chewie
level.
and C-3PO and all them. And then you came to the space station, and then you had your 1 to 10 level grind, and once you completed that, you got sent to Tatooine. But once you completed that, you could never come back to the station. So if you didn't do everything here, there was a couple of badges, I think, or at least there was one badge you could only get on Tansari's Point Station, which is the space station I'm on. And if you didn't get it while you were here in the tutorial, you just could never get it. It was locked to you. And I think... Whoa. I'm getting a
To
little bit
use
of...
an object,
Okay.
click on it.
That
Hold
was
down
weird.
the tilde
I'm getting
key
frame
and
droppage
choose an
on
action
my,
to perform on it.
2004 game? That's weird, because I've played everything from Gears and everything, and the fact that I just had that happen. But then again, it is an emulator. It's not going to be perfect or anything. I remember having a really good computer to play this on years ago when it was still live, and there was still times when the game freaked out a little bit, but it was very far and few and far between, whatever. It wasn't often, but it did happen. But it wasn't like enough to make the game crash or anything like that. It was just occasionally like too much going on at once. But I mean, it's an old game. You can't really blame it. It didn't have all the optimizations that we have nowadays for newer games. Excuse me for 1 second. No, I'm not crying. Allergies have been killing me since we've been getting back to summertime. The weather fluctuations and everything. So if I sound a little off, that'll be why. But yeah, this is Star Wars Galaxies, and I'm probably going to be doing a lot of videos on this because there's not a whole lot of content on this, and I want to show people, even if this game was to never come back in any way, shape, or form, and it just stayed an emulator and people just kept building upon that, that would be awesome to me. But I think people should be more aware of this incredible game, because there is so much that could have been done with this, that they did do with this, and I think to see a modern day version of it would be incredible. But that's a fever dream from what I feel like.
Wonderful! You have gained a combat level. You will notice that you are a bit stronger and more powerful. Press C to access your character sheet and view your vital information.
I gotta remember how to do a lot of things here. Oh, cool, they gave the favor of the... Alright, that's cool. They put in a couple of neat little things. Favor of the Elders actually used to be a veteran player thing that if you didn't get it when it was released, you weren't getting it. Like, it was just that. At least I think that's the one I'm thinking of. If you're watching this and you played this, correct me there. But that's what I remember. I remember Favor of the Elders was something that people who were there during CU? Or was it pre-CU? I'm not sure. That's one of the more vague parts of my memory here. But I do remember it being something that you got from being a part of the game for a really long time. So I'm not entirely sure on that. Still trying to figure everything out again. Like I said, it's been a minute. Is officer... Okay. See, I'm not used to this. Back on these games, yeah, the skills were few and far between, actually. I was like, man, I'm leveling up, but I'm not getting any new abilities, and I remembered, oh yeah, these are like super spread out. Once you hit level 10, you get your, you can't even see it in the menu until you hit level 10, but there was an experience tree thing, or your skill tree, or something like that, and then you can get more abilities through that. But there are level-specific abilities that you would get. And they were very few. Like, I'll show you guys the full profession thing here real quick. So yeah, at level 1, 4, 7, 10, 14, and 18, you would get increases to stats, abilities to be able to use this item right here. I believe gave you a quest that was specific to your profession. You get a +1 to maintain group buffs, which tactics is a group buff, so if you're in a group with other players, that buff would be given to everybody in the group. Favor of the Elders is actually one of those, which lasts for about 15 minutes. It gives you Constitution, which is health, Stamina, which is your action, and Agility. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember Agility. Give me a second here. We'll get this figured out real quick. Okay, so Strength increases the chance you will hit for max with a melee weapon. For Constitution, you gain 8 points of health and 2 points of action per point of Constitution. Stamina, you gain 2 points of health and 8 points of action per point of stamina. Precision increases the chance you will hit for max with a ranged weapon. Agility increases the chance when attacked you will be hit for minimum damage. Okay, so Agility was your ability to dodge attacks, in a sense. And then Luck increases the likelihood you will have lucky events happen to you. These events can happen while in combat or healing and while selling to junk dealers. So Luck was a very smuggler-based kind of thing, which is your Han Solo type character, the person who's got all the black market kind of stuff, like you can sell certain contraband and stuff like that to certain vendors and stuff like that. Let's see. You get a lot of droid commands at level 10, which was something added towards, I don't want to say it was a couple years before the game was shut down. So traders can craft you droids. You can get like a droidica, battle droid. There was a couple of other ones. You can get an R2, like astromech droid. forget what all the types you could get were, but you could get a droid that you could have with you to help in combat. And they were really good for traders, because I think traders got a bonus off of crafting if they had a certain type of droid with them. And except the thing is, droids weren't amazing for combat, which brings me to the next thing. I don't think I can show you guys yet. Yeah, I can't show it yet. I'll unlock it at level 10, but there's a thing called Beastmaster, which was a very heavily fleshed out thing that they did on the game. So Beastmaster made it so you could incubate eggs for creatures that you could find in the wild. Like almost any creature that was in the game, you could extract the DNA from, and the enzymes and all these different things. I wasn't ever a person who actually incubated the creatures, but I knew a lot of people who did, and I usually got my pets from them. But you could create some insane pets to have with you. Some people would completely avoid their own skill trees just to create this monster pet that would just do everything for them. Like, that was the extent that this skill set went to. Like, you know, you don't need your own character. There's pets. I've got a giant spider that's just gonna eat you, and I don't need to shoot my gun. And some of those pets, like I actually saw, there was a couple of commandos and there was a couple of Sith people who actually struggled fighting some people's pets. Hold on. I want to say there was an option for looting that would loot. I want to say it was loot all nearby. Huh. There's auto looting, but that's not what I'm looking for. I thought there was a way to loot all the enemies in an area, but I might be thinking of another game with that. But that's alright. Actually, no. There was a macro, because you could create commands in here. Yeah, so you could create your own macros that would fire off things for you. You'd press a button, it would run through a set of commands, and it would just fire off all these different things for you. And there was people, I'll have to see if I can find it again, or if I can remember how to set it up. There was a way to set one up where it would cycle through all the targets in front of you, and then it would loot all the objects off of it, which was really useful. So far, it's looking like this emulator is really well fleshed out, though. I've not had any problems. Experience is there. Commands are there. They even got the little GPS thing for the quests running good. Voices are on. The little mini-map works flawlessly. There's items. Like, a lot of these emulators I've played were surprisingly missing a lot of stuff, which, I mean, I can't blame them. It's a huge task to bring back something like this. Titles are working. Yeah, this is another thing. You could learn languages for aliens in the game, and you could speak in that language and nobody else could understand what the hell you were saying. And if you were that species, if you were that species, you would automatically know that language. Every species knows Galactic Basic, which is English, and I want to say there was a few languages that I don't think they were learnable anymore or something like that. Eventually it got to the point where I don't think you could learn other species languages. I'm not entirely sure. That's another thing. Since OBS doesn't like to pick up this game, I have to run it through capturing what's currently on the screen. So if you guys see me tabbing out and checking stats and stuff like that, just ignore that. But this is, I know, I'm gonna be nostalgic as crap right now over this game. But it really is something else to be playing this again. Like, there's not very many games anymore that kind of like just whoa. There's not very many that give me that wow factor anymore. I've kind of gotten used to the generalized feel of a lot of games, like, oh, I've seen this before, or, oh yeah, this reminds me of this, and blah blah blah. But this one is definitely a nostalgia trip right now. And not very many games have been able to give me that for a long time. But then again, every time I play a game, this was the one I thought about. I was like, man, I wish I could play that again, because I would still be playing it. I would not have quit playing it. And if this emulator proves to be good enough, I will be playing a lot of this. I'll obviously be playing other stuff too, usually. But I do kind of want to like record the history of this game in a way to where people can actually see it and experience it themselves. And that's what I'm going to be trying to do.
Congratulations! You have advanced in your profession and earned your first skill. Press the 1 key to assign the ability to your right mouse button. Then, right-click any target to use the ability.
Yeah, I don't need to do that. I could assign them, but that's what I have number keys for. And since this stream will end up going on YouTube after after it's done, leave a comment below and let me know if you guys played this. And if you're someone who found this video because you were looking up the game, just thinking about it or something like that, let me know down in the comments what was your favorite thing about this. Like, because for me, I mean, there's a lot of them, so even just asking that question hurts because I'm just like, man, I wouldn't know how to answer that. I guess give me a few of your favorite things, like top 3 or top 5. We'll go with top 5. Top 5 favorite things, or top 5 memories with this game and stuff like that. Just kind of, you know, take a trip down memory lane, maybe seeing it again will bring back some of those memories. And the surprising thing is I'm actually seen players on here. Like, one of them I think was doing kind of like an auto walk thing, but I have actually seen a couple of players walking around on the station, so that's pretty awesome to me. I kind of didn't expect to see anyone, at least in the initial area, but oh, they did bring the appearance thing back. Neat. Also, another one of the coolest things a game could have ever put in is an appearance option. So even if the gear you had equipped looked like butt, but it had better
Well,
stats,
my
you
diagnostics
could
on the
slap
Falcon are
something
done.
Over it.
Glad you're getting comfortable here, because we're stuck until I get this problem fixed. Yeah, the hyperdrive is still inoperative. Talk to the head mechanic in the other hangar.
And the tutorial station is very empty.
He won't even sell you the parts? That's interesting. I wonder if the Cantina reference was a hint, not a brush-off. Go there and check it out. I think that my buddy Trace is in there.
But this, like I said, this was meant to get you from level 1 to 10 as quick as possible. So, oh yes. Okay, so space does actually work. Okay, let me see if I can figure out these controls again. Yeah. So yeah, they have ships working on here. That's awesome. I actually wasn't expecting them to be working, but like, it does. See, this was the gorgeous part of it. Like, this was 2004, but I mean, it's very basic. I get it, but to think that this was an MMO that came out so long ago is incredible. Like, there was so much to this. And they had the first person flight. It was working. I forgot how slow some of these ships were. Oh, there's a little bugged piece of technology sitting right there. Yeah, then you would talk to the space station control tower or whatever and request permission to land. And you could speak to other ships that were out in space, and oh, I'm so full of nostalgia right now. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm gonna try to run through this whole quest real quick, because let's disable the training. Okay. It's been 9 years and I'm still fully aware of the controls for this, like it's secondhand to me. I thought there was a way to boost, but maybe the ship didn't have the capabilities, because I am in the starting area, the tutorial one, so. But also doing this quest gives you a free to start off with. As far as I remember, you don't have to do the whole thing, but where am I getting shot from? Okay, these waypoints aren't the best. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out real quick because possible target. Ah, there you guys are. Space combat is operational. Okay, I was looking at the wrong waypoints. Okay. There we go. Turn back. Yeah. Super basic space flight. I mean, you can get big like cargo ships and stuff like that, freighters and. But you know, it's hard to complain about how much they do. And I remember at one point, kind of actually makes me want to invest in one again. At one point, we had a one of the, I don't know if you guys ever played. I doubt it, or you might have had like an older family member or something that played the games. But Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator or whatever. I remember having the joystick. It was like a little flight control stick, and it was mounted on the desk. And the awesome thing is it worked for the ship flight in this game. So you could sit there and use the pilot stick and use the actual trigger that was on it to fly the spaceships and stuff on here. And that was like one of the coolest things to me as a kid. Because I didn't really play simulator games, and seeing that I was flying a spaceship and using like an actual like joystick for it was awesome. I just saw. Oh, that just brought back. Where'd it go? No. Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw the little text thing pop up for like, it was like half a second, but I noticed it. There was a thing called a lost journey And if you found all of them, you get a badge for it. That was one of the other badges I was thinking about on this station. And now I'm trying to remember where they're all at. Thing is, if one of them popped up over here, I thought one of them was over here, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm determined to complete these space quests, so I'm gonna stick to that real quick, finish what I've already started, and then go from there. I've got to find... Ooh, I fell off. Okay, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay, your shields are holding up. That's okay. Oh, well, I mean, no, whatever. I guess they just decided to run, which is alright by me. Okay. I can't remember how many quests were tied into this, but I know I want to say there was space XP. I'm not sure, though. If they, well, I know there was, but I don't know if they actually have it in the game as it sits. Okay, so there's 3 other people I have to talk to, like I had suspected. So I have to complete the quests for all 4 characters, which I'm including the one I just completed the quest for in those 4. And then I believe that gives me the Cardass Ace Pilot badge, I believe. Yeah, everything is working fairly good. I'm not entirely sure if... I don't think I was able to adjust graphics for space. I know I have everything maxed out for ground, but I don't think there was any options for graphics up here, because I've noticed a lot of things kind of have a really short loading distance, like debris just popping up right in front of my face. Apparently can't have anti-aliasing on. I don't know. Might be because I'm in the game. I'll have to mess with all that later. Maybe I can do something to make space a little bit more graphically powerful. And I'm confused what I'm supposed to be doing here. Stop right there. The well, I need to work on my stuff here. Space. Dock. Inspect. Undock. Okay, I'm not trying to destroy, I'm just trying to disable. Okay. Try to remember how to do certain things. No, I definitely don't want to do that. Okay. Let's try this again. I think I know what I'm doing now. Not entirely sure. I don't know what's going on here. I'm supposing that this is another player over here. And I'm trying to figure out this document. But I can't if they keep destroying the ship that I'm trying to dock with. I'll just let them do their thing. This is rather annoying. I cannot seem to remember how to do this, so target. Okay. That's not what I was looking for. Should probably turn my engines off. Target the ship's engines by using... Ah! Aha! I did big dumb. I did big dumb. I think after 20 years of trying to figure this out. Okay, now I just need to find the ship I'm looking for again. Ah, okay. Yep. That's what it was. That was way easier than it should. I made that way harder than it should have been. Don't you dare shoot the ship. I just finally figured this out. Okay. Now, what's my next mission? Destroy the enemy ships. Okay. Okay, I apologize for the length of that portion of things. I could not figure out what the controls were for the whole targeting specific parts of the ship thing. I don't know how the hell I managed to figure that out when I was a kid. I'm an adult and I can't even figure out a simple control thing. That was ridiculous. I feel so stupid for that. I did a big dumb. The fact that I was reading it too. I read the controls directly in front of my face and I still confused it. But I figured it out. With, you know, a bunch of time wasted. Alright, so with that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this stream here. But yeah, after all my ranting, excuse me, about this game, I'll return once I get more of the game completed. I don't want to bore you guys with me doing this collection quest line. They're really, really easy quests that I'll be running through. So when I get to more of the beefy part of the game that really matters, like when I start getting to my story quests and stuff like that, where it's not something that just everybody does, that's when I'll start recording more of this. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I'm going to finish Tansari Space Station thingy. The flailing of words, also just seen 2 players. That's awesome to me. I'm in the tutorial area, and that absolutely is just awesome to me. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Star Wars Galaxies. If you look it up online with type in Star Wars Galaxies emulator, there's a lot of different ones that you can play from different versions of the game. I found the one that I'm enjoying, and so far it's looking like it's populated. And if you still have a copy of this, pick it up, play it, do yourself a favor. I know it's old, it doesn't look amazing, but if you care more about the content and the story and the stuff that you can actually do in the game, then this is an amazing game. There's so much to do, and if you can find a group of people to play it with, that is awesome. If you do, I highly recommend just playing it. Like, the story and just the solo content alone will keep you busy for hours. And I guess that's all I have to say right now. I've already pretty much ranted on about this game to you guys for the past, I'd say probably 3/4 of this video, except for the duration of me trying to figure out the controls for that last mission. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next stream, video, whatever comes next, or whichever one you click on next. Thank you so much for watching. Hit subscribe if you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.